Good day. It is the 17th day of June 2021. I have some news. It's sad news, but it might be sad news that equals something, something good might come out of something bad. How's that? And the first thing I wanted to just bring to your attention, the bad news, and it's not bad news for you, but it's sad news. Last year, a federal judge, U.S. District Court Judge Esther Salas, someone came to her house and knocked on the door pretending to deliver a FedEx package or something, and the son answered the door. He shot and killed her son, shot and seriously injured her husband. She was unhurt, thank God. The guy then left and took his own life. Now, what it turned out, this wasn't a mob hit. It wasn't for anything she had done or not done. He was just infatuated with her. So he was a lunatic. But what this spurred is the judges are claiming that, the U.S. District Court judges are claiming that they're having greater threats, inappropriate communications. And Judge Salas went on TV and said, they want steps taken to where their address isn't publicized and things like that. Well, of course, the Office of Inspector General of the U.S. Department of Justice does all of the audits of the different agencies. And of course, the United States Marshals Service is responsible for the protection of the federal judiciary. So they did an audit, and that audit just came out yesterday. So I'm going to share that with you, and then I'll talk to you about it in just a moment. And this is the copy, the cover sheet of the Inspector General report. And it was just issued just a couple of days ago. And the key audit findings, again, it's issued in response primarily to the assassination attempt on Judge Salas. But the audit findings are that the marshals have responsibility to protect the 2,700 judges, which it's a lot more than I thought there was. I didn't think there was that many. But okay, be that as it may, and 30,000 prosecutors and so on and so forth. But what they also found is that there is an increase in security incidents involving inappropriate communications and threats made to people who they are supposed to protect. And the recommendation then from the Office of Inspector General is that they are operating with a significant shortage of deputy U.S. Marshals, and they need about 1,200 additional positions to fulfill their mission. Now, right now they have about 3,800, 3,900. I would imagine that authorized strength is about 4,000, So when you stop and think about it, the marshals have fewer deputy marshals than DEA has agents. We have about 5,000. The Secret Service, rather, has over 6,000 officers and agents. And again, it's because they do mostly protective. And again, the scope of this protection, it keeps getting bigger and bigger. So what will happen? Well, time will tell. But again, the OIG works for the Attorney General. And I don't think they would have published it unless Attorney General Garland was on board to come out and send out a report in front of God and everybody saying you need 1,200 more people in the Marshals Service. If they don't do it and something happens, how's that going to look, right? So a modest budget increase. I don't think it would be a lot of money, but it's, certainly would be an increase in their request, probably for the next year's budget. And if it happens, many will be on protective details, at least to start. And what does that mean? If there's 1,200 added for next year, fiscal year 2022, there'll be a lot of classes and quite a bit of hiring. So work on your resume, have it ready on usajobs.gov. So that's it. It looks like I think that will happen. I think the Marshals is an agency that pretty much everybody likes, whether you're conservative, liberal, whatever. The ATF, a lot of people don't like the ATF. DEA, libertarians don't like the DEA. Everyone else, I think we're okay. The FBI, I'm going to do one on that, but they're not quite as popular. But the Marshals, I can see them getting 1,500 or 1,200 additional jobs. I can see that. I'm going to do another one in the future on your security, your life, if you get hired by one of these agencies. Like, for instance, I was, 27 years as a DEA agent. Did I ever get threatened by anybody, or did you ever, did I ever feel threatened? Because I did do cases with organized crime, with these guys in New York City. We indicted them, and they knew it was me. I sat next to the prosecutor. Did I ever feel afraid? And I'll give you the answer, and the answer is no. And there's a reason why. And that reason is, as a prelude to what's coming, you never touch an agent or a judge or a prosecutor in this country. In Mexico, they do it all the time. In Colombia, they do it all. That's why they're always getting killed. Okay, but here they know not to do it because it means death. Okay, there's no way you will survive if you kill an agent. They will either kill you on the spot, they will either sentence you to death, or the criminal organization will kill you and leave your body so that we ease up on the pressure. So that's it. That's your job security, basically. They will never knowingly kill one of us as long as we keep that pressure up. Now, the second thing, and that's a separate topic altogether. The second thing I want to bring up, and this has to do with the next video I'm going to do, where they're shrinking, or the number of the police officers walked off the task force in Minneapolis. What you're seeing is a huge increase in the number of private protective details. And this includes Secret Service hiring like never before, the Capitol Police hiring like they've never hired before, the Supreme Court Police hiring like they've never hired before. I mean, these agencies do not always hire a lot of people, but you're seeing a lot of big growth in protective agencies, or agencies that will have a lot of protective details. The number of protectees is going to grow. I just saw privately, because I get job vacancy things, for anyone retired law enforcement who can carry a gun, which is if you're LEOSA qualified, which means that if you're retired and you qualify with your weapon every year at the local police department, you can carry a gun in all 50 states, a concealed weapon. And they want to hire us to work in California because these celebrities want bodyguards, which I'm not going to do. But that just goes to show you, there's two tiers. Whereas at one time, basically, law enforcement tried to serve everybody, and they still do. But right now, the pressure is if a police officer does anything that can be just in the most, 1/10 of 100th of 1%, attributable to race, they're going to demagogue it. And the people that suffer are in the inner city. So while I feel terrible for this judge, I also feel terrible for people who are hit by random gunfire. But unfortunately, the people that are hit by random gunfire in the inner city, you're on your own because the cops are just going to pull back. So you have to learn to protect yourself, and that's it. And for the average person, such as, myself or yourself, your security, you are your own security detail. But these people, these elites, some of whom make these policies, they don't skimp on their own security. So, it is what it is. So this hopefully, will result in a hiring pickup then by the marshals. They'll hire at least some, maybe not all the 1,200, but I would bet that they do hire the 1,200. So let's hope that they do. And I keep my eyes open on usajobs.gov every day. Okay, have a good day, and thank you for watching.